taking 2 shots.
That free throw good from Washington. Washington hits them both.
Well, you look at a guy like Washington, talented, young, and continuing to get better. It's a lot of fun watching his progress.
Both teams have it going here early and still close through the first quarter. Hornets on top. They lead by a bucket. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. And an unlucky history of injuries for Gordon Hayward. And he understands you got to take the long-term perspective, deciding when to return.
There's certain times where it's not our decision to not play. There are certain times where guys want to play, and the coach.
The great teams are more sophisticated than ever when it comes to injury prevention.
And training staffs are now expected to anticipate risks. So at times they'll know before the player does that there's a concern.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly break down the game, guys, we've been watching from the Hornets.
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. Setting the floor for the Hornets. They've got LaMelo Ball, Oubre out there with P.J. Washington. And it's Richards in at the center. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, the league remains in love with three-pointers, but DeMar DeRozan remains true to his game. He says, if I see 100 people walking left, that doesn't mean I'm going to do the same. I see this clear path and want to stay right. For shooting threes, I feel like I'm settling, whereas I think anytime I drive, I'm going to score or get fouled. Kevin, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, but D.A., I love that. Strategy. Thanks for that story. Oubre against Green. Back to Ball. And we've heard some talk, Greg, about the possibility of NBA expansion. What do you think about that?
Kevin, I think it would be great for the league. I mean, I played in Seattle for a season, and I know they would love to have a team back in the great Northwest.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Kelly Oubre Jr.
And let's take a look at the last handful of seasons and the steal numbers for Alex Caruso.
And his steal numbers have taken a big jump these past few seasons. He's dedicating himself at the defensive end with a lot more energy, and it's made him a matchup that opponents truly have to worry about. He can do some damage with his D.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Vucevic checked in for Derek Jones. DeMar DeRozan comes in for Green, and it's Alex Caruso in for Kobe White. Now, here's Oubre. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Rozier. And the rejection by Bradley. DeRozan passes to Bradley. DeRozan dishes to Bradley. Pass to Vucevic. Hits the target from 18 feet.
Look at the mid-range area of the court, definitely in Vucevic's game, clearly. He's an outstanding shooting center.
Here's Rozier. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
And every year, Terry Rozier seems to get better. Specifically, Greg, becoming a more efficient and lethal scorer.
I mean, he's improving his percentages over the years, especially his three-point shooting. When he came into the league, was not a threat from deep. Now you have got to honor that outside shot.
Hayward outside. Now the dish to Oubre. Pass to Bridges. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. At this time, his first miss in 3 attempts from the field. Pass to Caruso. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. The score now all even.
Bradley.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Here's Oubre. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to go on Dosunmu.
Yeah, the defender all over.
He got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
For Charlotte, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
Guys, their free throw shooting has slipped a bit since last year, but not really to the point where they should be overly concerned about it.
Beans checked in for Chicago. All comes in for Dosunmu.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
Here's Ball. Miles Bridges picking up that last basket. Ball finds DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. DeRozan's got 8 points.
You look at DeMar DeRozan, and he's tough to stop inside, really in his comfort zone in there.
We've got 1:28 left now here in the second. Oubre with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Plumlee the pass to Hayward. 6 on the shot clock. Scored the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
Hayward really an unselfish guy, willing to share the rock and get his teammates some opportunity.
Ball kicks to Caruso. Hayward against Levine. A shot off that time. Bridges with some nice defense. 46 seconds left to play in the first half. And Hayward with the stuff.
He's got some years on him now, Gordon Hayward. Even into his 30s, though. He can still punch it home.
To the paint. Plumlee with the steal. This offense has really been clicking.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
The drive-by Ball. Plumlee with some nice D. Charlotte leading by 5. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And the pass to Caruso. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Hornets lead by 5.
Thanks very much, Gordon. How important was it to come out strong in the first half?
Extremely important, especially against a team like this. We got to be solid on defense all game.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson. The first quarter for the Hornets was fairly even. They led by 2 after the first. Taking a look at the Hornets, Kenny, how'd you feel about it?
Playing on the road is having no effect on this team. I I mean, between your planes, the hotels, the buses, it's a grind. It can zap your energy level. But right now, they look like a fresher team. And we'll see if they hit the wall in the second half.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Well, it's been a big night for the guys off the bench so far. They're scoring and getting a real spark. I think we can expect a few more minutes for the reserves than usual tonight.
And that'll...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Miles Bridges, he's been playing really well.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And you know what? I'll be interested to see just how much he's got left in the tank. That first half had to take a lot out of him.
They've got Levine. DeRozan out there with Vucevic. Then there's Lonzo Ball. And it's Caruso in at the shooting guard position. That's Billy Donovan's 5 as we get going here in the second half. I'm glad we got to see the mobile one block once more. What a play.
And big defensive plays like that will help them stay in control of this one. And with LaMelo Ball, this team struck gold. Exactly what the Hornets needed. Great production and a face of the franchise type of talent.
Here's Levine, banked in off the glass. Levine's got the first points of the second half here for the Bulls.
Levine's such an outstanding scorer, athletic, strong, great confidence in taking it to the rack. He's no stranger to tough finishes.
Fades away. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. You know, Greg, thinking about LaMelo and this team, he's got the fans here in Charlotte excited.
And Kevin, let's be honest here for a moment. The Hornets haven't had a lot of luck in the draft. Finally, they knocked one out of the park, and the fans are ecstatic.
Ball, the pass to Plumlee. To the inside. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Vucevic has got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
On the wing, Levine. Vucevic against Plumlee. Kick out to Levine. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Fast break. Here comes Chicago. Levine with the ball. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. He's on his way to the free throw line.
And they are amped up right now after trailing for so long and then trimming that margin. Finally, they take the lead.
Tony Bradley's checked in for the Bulls. And then for Charlotte, Richards is checked in, and Washington subbed in for Miles Bridges. They get it back. The kick out to Ball. And again, the Hornets missing.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Driving the lane.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
Charlotte calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still being played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration. A player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Jones comes in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Dosunmu in for Alex Caruso. Ball from long range. Drains it from beyond the arc. Now it's a 6-point Bulls lead.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Trying to end the drought, and Jones sends it back.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that often